One of the best things in covering gaming is seeing games that feel like they're being built by people who give a damn about the game itself and not profit margins. Games that aren't beholden to dickhead investors who care only about portfolios and what kind of return they're gonna get on the investment. And normally that's only indie games. But some recent updates from Fate of the Old Republic actually have me very hopeful. That and also some pretty big news from Wildheart, the actual indie RPG, co-op RPG that has kind of splashed on the scene for me and been one of the games that I'm really excited about that's coming out probably a lot sooner than Fate of the Old Republic. Today I want to talk about both of those games and the updates that are around them, and we're gonna start with a galaxy far away because that has the most substantial stuff. Courtesy of a Casey Hudson interview with Bloomberg, we got a revealing look at Fate of the Old Republic. Who's funding it and what the game will be like, their AI stance, and doubling down that this game is going to be out before 2030. So we will hopefully actually be getting our spiritual successor to Knights of the Old Republic before we all die. That was a little grim. But yeah. First, the game is being published by a former NetEase executive, Simon Zhu, and his company Greater Than Group, who was tired of seeing NetEase kill off projects and teams that he helped prop up. Casey Hudson's studio, Archanaut, is one of those studios that is being published by Greater Than Group, with a mission to provide full funding, end-to-end support, and autonomy to build games that leave a legacy. That last part, autonomy, is what has me really hopeful and excited about this project, along with some of the other things we're going to talk about. Publishers like EA that like to get their little hands all in everything tend to ruin things very quickly because their motives are not always clean. They tend to be more around margins and ledgers than whether the game is fun or not. There is an entire graveyard of video games that died or underperformed because they were rushed out because they needed to meet quarterly profits. That doesn't necessarily seem to be what this is going to be. Not that they're not going to care, they will obviously care about that thing, just that it's not the number one thing, seemingly. It actually makes me think of another publisher, an indie publisher that I really appreciate and their approach to video games, and that's Kepler Interactive. Kepler Interactive, who has allowed games like Rematch or Expedition 33 or Solasta 2 to flourish under it by giving them autonomy to basically just go and make their game. Essentially, they're not being middle managers and they just let the people that know how to do the thing do the thing. G2G has raised about 100 million so far across all of its studios, so fairly decent amount of cash. No, not all of that is going to Fate of the Old Republic, that's just what they have done so far for their entire publishing branch. As for the game itself, Casey Hudson doubled down on not wanting to take forever making the game. He's already previously said that the game will be out before 2030. And while he doesn't have an exact release date in mind in the interview, it sounds like that goal is no more than 4 years. To be fair, 4 years from now would actually be 2030. It should be helped along though by the length of the game. They're not going for a huge 100-hour plus game, which I can personally love, but also after putting in probably about 500 hours across DOS 2 and BG3, maybe something a little more bite-sized can be helpful. I liked Expedition 33 in part because it was smaller, which is weird to say because it was still a really long game. But they're not going for the BG3 Dark Tide style endless game, and certainly not the seemingly endless time sinks of Crimson Desert or other open world RPGs. Again, we don't have specifics here, but I'm guessing this means he's looking on the shorter, more manageable end, but also providing plenty of replayability due to branching storylines. So even if the game itself isn't 100 hours, you may still get 100 hours out of it by playing it again with all the different choices and changes they're going to be making. One thing they will certainly not be doing to try and speed up development is set a bunch of money on fire for some dogshit AI. Thank fuck. From publisher down, it seems like the use of AI is not very appreciated. Casey Hudson himself had some pretty strong words saying, quote, "I just find AI to be creatively soulless. It's hard to imagine where it's actually helpful in the process. I'm just really unimpressed with it." Music to my ears. Instead, it looks like they're going for quality over quantity with developers as well, pulling in a team of BioWare veterans, including several who worked on games like Dragon Age Origins and Inquisition, the Mass Effect trilogy, Neverwinter Nights, and of course, Knights of the Old Republic. In fact, the only confirmed major team member who isn't from BioWare's glory days is the art director who worked on games like Assassin's Creed, Far Cry New Dawn, and Splinter Cell Conviction. It'll be built in Unreal Engine 5, and I cannot wait to get my hands on this game because it really seems like they're taking to heart some of the shittier parts of the game industry and running as far away from them as they possibly can. Like bloated, empty games, long development times, and profit focus over game focus. I'm still expecting this to be quite a while before we get anything because as far as we know, they haven't actually started development on this game. If it's not 2030, it's like December 25th of 2029 is kind of where I'm going with this. So don't expect it anytime soon. Although we do at least have some other Star Wars games coming like Zero Company and Galactic Racer to kind of whet our appetites. Because who knows what the hell's going on with the KOTOR remake. But the other game I wanted to talk about, well, that is actually going to be coming out a lot sooner than Fate of the Old Republic. It's very different from Fate of the Old Republic, but it's still one that I think you might be interested in if you're like me at all and you just like RPGs and co-op RPGs, especially like fantasy. And it's actually aiming to come out in 2027 with the current beta test for the game starting, well, now it's already going. Wildheart is a co-op RPG that's designed to play and feel like a game of Dungeons & Dragons with 1 to 4 players across multiple campaigns, each of which lasts 10 to 15 hours. And with that 1 to 4 players, you can bring in a total of up to 20 players for that campaign so you can have your entire friend group playing. If you have 20 friends, which is a lot to me. It's a mix of dungeon crawling and world exploration with quests that aren't always clear and you need to uncover rumors by talking to people in their full cities or bases. But I'm not gonna sit here and recover like the whole game though, because I've already covered it a lot in this channel already with a couple different videos, and I'll link those down below if you're interested in finding out more. Because I actually got to play it and I had a really good time, and so you can see that down there. Instead, I want to talk about some of the recent updates. The game has finished their successful Kickstarter and now just jumped into beta on May 15th, allowing in all backers who purchased the beta access to start running around and learning all about friendly fire.
Oh,
I'm going all in on a two-handed. Might be a bad idea, but
hey, I am doing two-handed as well. Something that's not a problem.
oh shit! Oh shit!
Oh, what is that?
Oh shit! Stuff,
We're
things.
supposed to do that together.
Oh my God.
Don't worry, I got a two-hander. I'm gonna handle business.
You're in the way.
Wait, we all have two-handers, and we all have two-handers, and there's friendly fire.
Oh my God, y'all! Absolutely. Not only did the skeletons chop me up, but then y'all chopped me up too. Come on now.
At the time of writing, impressively, Wildheart has hit over 250,000 wishlists on Steam and managed in the waning hours to hit 2 of their stretch goals beyond their original on their Kickstarter, which added localization for French, Italian, German, Spanish, simplified Chinese, Korean, Japanese, and Brazilian Portuguese due to hitting that 250,000 required on their Kickstarter stretch goal. With the $200,000 stretch goal, though, they added in a 5th ancestry, the Veilborn. People who had backed the Kickstarter were able to go in and vote on which of these 2 looks that they wanted to implement between them for the Veilborn when they came in. They both look to be kind of inspired by a satyr, but with one having more of an animalistic look and the other having more of a human or elvish look to them. But the internet did, well, internet things, and the vote was tied 50-50, 50%. It actually was quite literally 16 votes of several thousand that separated between the 2. I was one of those votes, and I thought it was really funny that it was 50-50. I didn't know what they were gonna do. Turns out, cool stuff is what they were gonna do when it hit 50-50. Because instead of like extending the vote or just picking the one that won by 16 votes, we're getting both. We're getting both looks for the Veilborn when the game launches into 1.0. Roughly, probably around 2027 if they can keep to their current schedule. I've logged into the beta since it launched, and after playing the earlier creator build, it already has me feeling better about the game too. It is already advanced. I'm excited for this co-op RPG, a game that, while I keep saying co-op RPG, you can 100% play this game by yourself. You do not have to play it with friends, as it will scale to whoever you want to play. It can be a solo game, or it can be a duo game, like you and your partner can sit down and play it, which there aren't a ton of RPGs that feel like that. And then you could even expand it out to 4 people or your whole friend group of 20 as long as you cycle people through. Now, if you want to find out more about Wildheart specifically, you can. So in this collaboration I did was none other than Slander Gaming and BB Ansky, where everything went totally well and no one was set on fire. I wasn't. I may have. You know what? You can find out. My name is Redbeard Flynn. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have an absolutely wonderful day, and I will see you all soon.